Action.
In the holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, sole Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Allah did come to us in the person of one Master Farrakhan Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever and ever and ever. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed the risen and exalted Christ and predicted and promised Messiah. And I bear witness that he is indeed physically alive. I bear witness that the most honorable Louis Farrakhan Muhammad is indeed our divine aider and reminder, our warner, and a friend to us, a gift from God himself, and a warner to the nations of the earth. In their names, I would like to greet the world in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu Alaikum. Thank you so much for joining me this day at Friday with the Farrakhan Hour. My name is Brother Lazaric Muhammad. I am your host, and I am grateful to have you to tune in to our broadcast today. Today, we're going to be dealing with the subject of Who Are the Real Children of Israel, a book that has been published by the Nation of Islam under the auspices of Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Final Call Incorporated. I definitely would like for you to get a chance to hear more about this information, and if you can join me afterwards, because I don't want to waste not one time or any time in getting to the meat of the subject matter of who are the real children of Israel. So after this broadcast from Minister Farrakhan, which was done here in Atlanta, Georgia, June 26, 2010, at the Civic Center in Atlanta, I would definitely like for you to join me afterwards for the announcements on where you can actually order the DVD and how you can show your love, solidarity, and support for the Nation of Islam, Minister Farrakhan, and Muhammad Mosque number 15. So without further ado, this is the broadcast of Who Are the Real Children of Israel.
Muhammad, bring him on with a round of applause. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. At that winner, there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the Messiah. Assalamu alaikum. And on behalf of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, I'd like to welcome all for coming out tonight to hear the greatest speech that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said he will be making. And I want to just thank Allah for each one of you taking time out of your schedule to come in here from a man of God. And I'd like to thank everybody on the dais for coming out tonight. And I really want you to listen tonight. More than applaud, I want us to listen. Because the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has a message from God for all of us. So I'm not here to teach. I just want to just welcome everybody. I really enjoy you all. So enjoy yourself while you're here. But I want to introduce us at this time Reverend Dr. Barbara Kane to come up and have a few words to say from Hillside Chapel, Truth Center. Thank you. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Namaskar. I behold the divinity in you. I am so honored and humbled to be asked to just speak a few words tonight. So to our Minister Louis Farrakhan and his family, to all of you of this great nation of Islam, to the many friends and honored guests who are here, we are glad to be together tonight on one accord. Many of you may not know that I have been a follower of the leadership and the teachings of Minister Farrakhan for over 40 years. I lived in Chicago, Illinois for a number of years, and I met him through my minister and my mentor, the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman at Christ Universal Temple in Chicago. And just to give you a little history, when you opened your restaurant at 86 in Cottage Grove, I lived right behind that restaurant and ate there quite frequently. So, I have a little history on me here. But I'm reminded of his recent interview that was held with Kathy Hughes at TV1. And as I sat there and realized that God appoints his people to do what has to be done in the world in which we live today. And so I listened to his words of wisdom, and I realized that we really have one of the greatest visionaries in the world in our presence here tonight.
That's right.
And so I speak these words in peace and in love and in thanksgiving, because when you have a job to do, when God gives you something to do, you have to do it. And it's not a lot of people who can talk about the conditions of the world. And Mr. Farrakhan always tells us what's happening in the world. If you never read a book, if you never look at television, if you never talk to your neighbor, if you listen to the minister, you're going to know what's going on.
All right. All right.
And so I give thanks to stand here as the minister of a church that is international, that is interreligious, that serves all people. So wherever I am, I'm at home. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank the minister for his words and the wisdom that he will give us tonight. And I thank all of you, and I say to you, I love you, and I appreciate you, and I bless you, and I thank God for all of us.
We love you too.
All praise is due to Allah. Come on now, you can do better than that. Dr. Reverend Barbara King. Let's give her a thundering round of applause. Come on now. All praise is due to Allah. Next, we have our brother who's the president of the Metro Atlanta Concerned Black Clergy. He opened us up with prayer. Now he's coming right back for his comments. Let's bring him on with a thundering round of applause. Our brother, Dr. Reverend Richard Cabo. Bring him on to the rostrum with a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. Islam. Alaikum salam. Just want to see if you're alive in the house. All praise be to Allah. Let's give Allah a great big hand. I bring you greetings from the officer and the board of directors of Concerned Black Clergy of Metro Atlanta. Whereas we have been in existence for 27 years around homelessness and hunger. We welcome Minister Louis Farrakhan to this city here because of all the voices that are being heard. We have a question that we ask at Concerned Black Clergy: who will be the prophetic voice that will speak on behalf of the hurting people and the people who are disconnected from the system, so that we might be able to grow and develop the way God will want us to be? And so we bring greetings from our illustrious Concerned Black Clergy of Metro Atlanta. But on a personal note, I arrived here in Atlanta some 30 years ago, and the first public gathering where the Muslims was able to come and share their vision with the people of our community was at the Wheat Street Baptist Church, where the Reverend Dr. Williams Homeboarder was the pastor. He received a lot of flack from the brethren and sisters of this city because he was able to open the doors to the Muslim. But for a personal note, about 5 years ago, Minister Louis Farrakhan came to Atlanta and visited Concerned Black Clergy. At that time, I served as vice president of mission. And on this June the 26th, 2010, I served as the 7th president of Concerned Black Clergy. So I want to leave this momentum so that we will always have a memorial of this historical occasion, so that you can see that we put words, we put pictures where words are, and we can show the folk that we are in unity with the Muslim as part of Concerned Black Clergy. Let's give Allah a hand. Thank you.
All praise is due to Allah. Give it up once again for our brother, Dr. Reverend Richard Cobble. At this time, brothers and sisters, we'd like to bring to the rostrum. At this time, we'd like to bring to the rostrum our brother. Let's bring him right on, the Reverend Pelt. Let's bring him to the rostrum with a round of applause.
God bless you today. We are blessed to come. In fact, my president just addressed you from the Concerned Black Clergy. We also come bringing greetings to you from Liberty Baptist Church, downtown Atlanta, just right around the corner from Wheat Street Baptist Church. But we have come a long way as we reach out and venture to do new things, to work together, because we have some common enemies in our community. And the enemy is so